Oh wow.
Hello, once again, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am back. I am John Thomas, and welcome to the first edition in a long time of the JT Project, where I interview local bands and bands that I like and all that. I want to hear their story and, hopefully get them a record deal. But anyway, all the way down from let's get on to our guest is Dancing with Ghosts with Josh and Ari, I think. Yeah. How are you doing? And how's the weather here, really?
Hot.
Extremely hot, 1 minute, and then pouring down rain the next minute, and then extremely humid after
Yes.
the fact.
It feels like the inside of a dog's mouth most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were talking off air. My wife, actually, her mother and her father used to live down in Florida, and we went down to visit, and it rained like for like 10 minutes, and then it gets extreme, it double the hotness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
day.
it's like this up here. I'm in New Jersey, and it's like freaking hotter than hell out here, or it's raining. One of the two options. It's
Yep.
like when I leave, when I come home, come out of work, it's like 70 something degrees, and then by the time I wake up, it's like 80 something degrees already. I'm like, nah, I don't like it, whatever.
Yep.
But
Summertime on the
anyway,
East Coast, it's great.
Yeah.
so how did the band's name come about, Dancing with Ghosts?
I'll let you answer that one.
So I started the band like back in like 2000, around 14 or whatever. It was just started off with just me, and I needed a band name. And I kept searching for one, and my friend, who was kind of like a life coach of sorts at the time, he was the one who motivated me to even get this band started. He left me a voicemail one time. He's like, "Josh, I got the band name. It's called Dancing with Ghosts." And I called him. I was like, "All right, well, what's that mean?" And he listened to this guy, this like influencer guy, and the guy got ended up getting cancer, and he noticed that like as his cancer worsened, a lot of his friends and important people in his life kind of started falling by the wayside, and they got freaked out to be talking to, I guess, a dying person or whatever. And so they kind of like drifted off like when he needed them the most, and then he like had like a miraculous recovery. And since he was an influencer, he did interviews and had told his story, and they're like, "Oh, are you gonna try to reconnect with those friends that that stopped talking to you?" He said, "No, that would be like dancing with ghosts."
Ah, okay. So that's how the band name comes. Uh, that's unique because the bands I interview, they come up with strange, I mean, with the names and all that, and I just wonder, I'm like, how do you come up with the band name? I was like, I think in Florida, I interviewed a band. It's not around anymore, Less Than Zero,
Hmm.
and
It sounds familiar.
I was talking to the lead singer. I was like, "So what was the?" It's like, "How did you come up with the name?" Because, oh, the lead singer's dog's name was Zero, so I had to go walk Zero before I came to band. Oh, well, that's the band's names now. Walking with Zero. I was like, "All right, that's fine, no." But so basically, with the band, I was like, "What is your style, basically?" Because I like the style.
Thank you.
Eclectic. uh, Very eclectic. We pull influences from a lot of different musical styles. He and I have very
Hmm.
little musical uh, commonalities. Like we can
Hmm.
agree on Phil Collins, Jimmy Eat World, and Michael Jackson, and that's probably about it. So, and Smashing Pumpkins. So, other than that, I think the way that we approach music is so different that it makes kind of a new thing. Each thing we don't know what it's going to be when we start working. So,
Right.
But basically, to answer your question, I would say like alternative rock, like
electronic.
electronic elements. It's just kind of bits and pieces of genres that are all like thrown in a blender, which is terrible for marketing purposes, but it's really fun and exciting for my purposes. So that's all I really care about, because we really shot ourselves in the foot by not picking one lane, one genre, and just saying we're a metal band. Next question.
Yeah.
We're a country band. Next question. You know, it's there's no good elevator pitch for what our sound is.
No, I've even asked our fans sometimes, like, oh, what do we sound like to you? And they're like, you sound like Dancing with Ghosts. So,
or they'll say like a million other different things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I wish every single person said you sound like you, but no, they'll be like, you sound like 17 other bands that I don't ever think that we sound like. I rarely ever agree.
Yeah.
So I dabbled in your Spotify, and by listening to songs, I was like, it's true. I was like, you take a little bit uh of different, like went with electronic, then you went with metal, then you went with this, then you went with that. You took several genres of songs. So the one song that probably got me to listen to you guys was 7 Years of Broken Mirrors.
That's my baby.
That was, I think it was 2023. And you had you collab with another singer?
Yeah, it's a friend of ours. His name's Ryan Camuto. He's the frontman for a Florida metal band called Royal Hearts. Also a good one to know. But we don't scream and we don't really make metal, but I listen to a lot of metal and metalcore and post-hardcore and things. And I wanted to make one song that kind of paid homage to my love of post-hardcore, but since we cannot scream, I wanted to recruit someone that would do it justice and also help my vision come to life. And luckily, our bassist that we have now can scream, so he does all that live. So that works.
He wasn't in the band at that point. So we liked this guy Ryan from this Jack's band. Well, I guess they're Jack's band, Royal Hearts or whatever, because he has a really high pitch scream, and like I think those are the screams that you and I like.
Yeah.
And so he went to the studio and he laid it down. He was a true pro.
Yeah, he literally he knew all right, here's the highs, here's the mids, here's the lows. He just executed it like
okay.
Well, he's very sharp. But yeah, that song was a gift I wanted to give myself. Just one song to pay homage to the music that I don't really make, but that I love. And I think it turned out really well. So
yeah, did you ever try to do a scream?
I've been working on it for years.
For years and all that. Because I interviewed one girl, and she did a song, and that's the first time. She did this for about 10, 15 years, and this is the first time she actually did a scream.
Yeah,
and she did it pretty good. It's like, because I can't do it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've been experimenting for years with just different vocal techniques. There's a lot of different things I employ in our songs that I'm like, well, I've never done this before. Let's try it and see. I am actively trying to learn, but I'm not good enough to lay it on a track yet. It's something that I hope in the future, even if I could just do one line. I don't like songs that are like, I'd say more than 40% scream, but if I could just execute a line really well, that would be cool with me.
Yeah, I've tried, like I can kind of sort of do it if I warm my voice up for like an hour and a half of pure singing, vocal warm-ups. I get to a point where I can finally do it, but it's so inefficiently long to get me to that point vocally that I just give it to our bassist to do.
Yeah.
Just give it to Michael. If it's a screaming part, because I've written some yelly, screamy bits in the past in some of our songs, like Dirty Oxygen. And when it comes to playing it live, I just tell our bass player to do it. I'm like, you just do that part, because I just don't feel like getting my voice warmed up to that point to where I can finally pull that off. If I'm in the studio and time is not a factor, then yes, I will I will go that extra mile. But live, it's like,
because also you know that if it's in the studio, it's for the sake of art. If it's live, it could be damaging to your vocals to do
Mhm.
that when we know that we don't necessarily have perfect technique on it. So
yeah,
it's
you can really damage your vocal cords if you don't scream the right
yeah.
way. If you don't have the right
Yeah.
technique, you will lose the ability to scream. Like if you start off in your 20s, by the time you're in your like late 30s or 40s, like I know so many bands who like can't do it anymore
If you don't have good
if
technique.
you don't have good technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would get a vocal coach for that and all that.
Yeah, sometimes that
So,
helps.
so Ari, when did you start to pursue singing?
Oh, I've been singing since I was like a toddler. I
Hmm.
just didn't become worth anything probably till high school because I took chorus in high school. I was never tone deaf, but I didn't have like all the techniques. And then even after high school, I was taught how to sing in a choir in a choral setting. So everything was, up and down each note exactly this way. But to learn how to sing rock music, I had honestly, My Chemical Romance dropped their first album, not the EP, but the first album in 2004. I was 18 in
Hmm.
2004. So that really shaped a lot of the way that I thought about singing because Gerard is a phenomenal vocalist, but he can choose to slide and make things ugly. And it sounds
Right.
so good and passionate, even if it sounds ugly. And I was like, I was so trained for everything to be perfect that I had to kind of untrain myself. I think the best example we have of that is like stuff I did in our song The Audacity. I took a lot of risks with that
Right.
song I'd never done before just because I was passionate about it and it felt really good to do it. But I've been singing my whole life. I'm just lucky I'm not tone deaf because I'd still do it. It just wouldn't be as good. I just like doing it.
Yeah. How about you, Josh? Did you follow the musical footsteps of vocaling of becoming a singer?
No, I actually never sang growing up. I was kind of like discouraged from singing growing up. When when I started like really learning how to play guitar and write songs, I also wanted to add vocals in there as well because I could write all the music. That was no
Right.
problem. But I had, in my bedroom as a teenager, I had no singer except myself. So then it was just kind of this de facto thing where it's like, well, this song needs vocals and I'm the only one here, so I guess I better
Right.
like figure it out. And my parents weren't very encouraging about and my brother was basically my whole family, my whole household that I lived in. None of them were very encouraging of my singing. So I would fuck around and write demos and stuff with my vocals, but I never thought that I could be the singer of a band. And it took the same guy who gave me the name of the band, my friend Tom. It took him
Right.
to help me to like get out of my own head and realize that like you can sing, you're able to sing, you want to sing. So, F all these other people, they're low energy people, like don't listen to them and just, do it anyway. And it was a little bit more complex than that, but long story short type thing. But yeah, I mean now anytime someone like comes up to me in person or online or whatever who says, "Oh, I love your voice," or "Oh, I really like this song," where I'm doing the main vocals, I still to this day can't really believe it because, um, you know, when you're growing up in them formative years, the things that your parents say to you kind of have a tendency to stick in the back of your head, no matter how many attaboys you get, moving forward. So
Oh, you got more balls than me, that's for sure. Because I can't do any of that,
if it
basically.
wasn't for my friend, I would have never done it. I can tell
Right.
you,
This
like,
band wouldn't exist.
no, I needed a coach, honestly, to coach me through those first awkward moments as going out there as a singer, and then forget about getting on stage and singing, which I did that all by myself as well before she joined the band. I did that for like 2 years, where
Wow.
I would just play shows by myself, and that was awkward as hell. But you know, you just kind of got to get on with it. You either get on with it or you just find something else to do with your life, you know?
I feel like that's just being an artist, is you have to do what scares you all the time. And you have to push yourself to do those things that scare you all the time. So I had really bad stage fright, and same thing, because I sang and I was in dance class. And so you're on a stage, and it
Mm,
doesn't matter how good you are or how not good you are, you still are putting yourself out there for scrutiny to be watched. And so you have to do the things that scare you. And you have to
right,
suck, and you have to go through all of that process of
right.
being bad at something before you become decent at something, for most of the populace, I think.
Exactly. But one of my wife's mottos that one of her friends gave her, one of her colleagues, you have to be comfortable of being uncomfortable.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Uh, so there was one song I went kind of back, and Obsidian, which was it came out in 2020, the height of COVID. I was like,
Yes.
how did you write that during COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a very productive year for us songwriting wise because there was nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You couldn't play shows.
We had the most songs, I think,
Yeah, there was like four or
that year.
five that we
A lot of bands that I've interviewed, that's what they did basically. Most it's just sending tracks back and forth to each other and all that,
Oh
and
no.
worked on it. And then you remastered that at in 2025.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah.
listened to both tracks and I was like, okay, I could the music quality is a little bit better, but how I see
Well, the
yeah, go ahead.
remaster is kind of a fluke. So we've always self-produced up until I think the past 2 or 3 years. And so Obsidian, like Josh mixed and mastered, and we would do the car tests and all of that. We made all of that in this house. So,
Wow.
and same thing with the music video in this house.
in
So,
downtown
yeah, yeah.
Jacksonville.
So we've squeezed every drop out of this house. They're about to film a new music video in this house. So a lot of that work got done here. But there was a studio we went to for 3 songs for magazine, for the Audacity, and for 7 years. And it's a wonderful studio that's very close by, excellent quality, but
It's
it's
also very expensive.
it's expensive. And Josh and I are we are the pocketbook. And so we were
Right.
like, well, is it possible for us to find somebody where we can send them something that we've recorded here instead of recording everything somewhere else, and just have them master it for us? And will that be good enough? And so we initially sent that song to him as a test, because we know what that song should sound like. We just wanted to check to this other guy to see, is he on the level before we start anything new with him? But we liked it so much that we thought, might as well re-release it. I just thought it sounded good. There was no tweaks on
Yeah.
our made to it at all. It was his interpretation of it, and it bought us a little more time in between working on new material, and gave fans something with a little bit more oomph, a little more juice. But there's literally nothing different that we did.
Right.
It was supposed to be a test, but it sounded so good. I was like, might as well.
What the hell is
I
that?
don't know. I keep hearing it sound.
When I looked at it, I looked at the graphic that you have on there. It was like a werewolf with a
Yeah.
the remastered version has one of his eyes is glowing, and
Yes.
the other eye, when you listen to the original track, it's not glowing. So I don't know if
That,
you did that on purpose or was that on
that's real
uh
effects. So if you've watched both music videos, those are both a character Wolfie that I am in that. So we got this wolf head, and he actually found a way to take out one of the eyes and put this
The light is
battery.
it's some kind of light that you know you see cars and they got the lights under the car
mhm.
that like light that it's just a like a you know a what do you call it, whatever, aesthetic
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
Well, I bought one of those lights and it's like a LED inside of like a bolt, and I just like pushed it through the eye
and had to wire it to work.
And then I had to wire it to a 9-volt battery that was taped up inside the head so the light would actually turn on. It was this real just jerry-rigged production.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the album art, the eye is glowing in both of them. It's just a perspective thing.
We shot it all the same day.
In the
okay.
in the remastered album cover, it's from above looking up, so you can see, and the room is filled with fog too.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can see the light from like the LED like cutting through the fog because the perspective is different. Well, the original cover was just a front-on perspective. You couldn't really see the light from the eye or whatever.
Yeah, that thing, it does dig into your eye socket. So I just had to accept I was going to be half blind. But it's cool because the jaw moves. So we set up his living room and filmed anything that's in a house in his living room. And like all the little fake blood thing that I mess with, that's still, we have the wolf head in the next room. I can go grab it. Like that's called Wolfie. We've had it on merch before. It's just, that's kind of a lot of what we end up doing for music videos. We come up with concepts and then have to figure out a way to execute them. There's only 2 of our music videos that we've ever done that we didn't film ourselves. And so
okay.
we've always taken a lot of pride in, a lot of our other videos because so much extra love gets put into them, and
right.
so that matters to me anyway. It's like a little legacy thing,
So let me just go bring it back just a little bit. I saw the video for 7 years of Broken Mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how did you shoot that video, basically?
Well, we filmed it all ourselves. There was a selfie studio that was here in town, and we shot parts of it in there.
A selfie studio, for those who may not understand, because you're assuming that everyone's going to know what a selfie studio is. It's like the whole purpose of this building is they have different sets, like on like, I don't know if you ever seen the music video for the Smashing Pumpkins song Ava Adore, and they're on like a camera's on like a track and it's different scenes, but it's like on like a set of a, in a Hollywood studio or something.
Yeah.
This is essentially what a selfie showroom is, what this place was called. And there was all these different sets and different scenes. And believe it or not, the original purpose of this business is for people you pay a certain fee, you go in there, and they have each one of these sets has like a stand that will hold your cell phone, and it's just so you can take like really cool selfies of yourself in different scenes. Like they had a scene where you're on like a private jet, so you can like make it look like, oh, I was on a private jet.
They have fake money props.
So they had all these different scenes, and our bassist at the time told us about this place. I looked it up online, and I was like, this place would be perfect to shoot a music video in.
Yeah.
And so I just messaged them because it was like a small business. I think like one lady owned it or whatever. And I was like, hey, how much to like rent out the whole place for like, 8 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we rented out the whole place. That was like the A scene. And then like the B scenes where it was like when they were in the park back to back or whatever.
Yeah.
That was just around here at some park, and that was me running around in circles using what's called a gimbal, which steadies the camera. Right. I'm like literally running around them to get that 360, effect or whatever. And then we just shot other pickup scenes in other areas of Riverside.
It's a cat fight is what you're hearing.
Okay.
We keep hearing sounds.
We keep hearing these really weird high-pitched sounds.
But they're not fighting, they're that thing.
Oh, it's like they're playing play fight.
Yeah. They're just being jerks.
Shut the hell up. It's kind of distracting.
Very distracting. So to make a long story short, like pretty much all of it was either shot outside in like Memorial Park and around Riverside in Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, in my parents' house for the very first scene and the very last scene were in the woods of my parents' house, which is another used several times. I feel
we've set things on fire over there. We've done all sorts of stuff. But the beginning of that scene, there's like a book. It's just a book that I have that I wrote on that, I'm wearing a wig and glasses and, just to change it up. tell a story. And then we green screen
Ah,
a piece of green paper inside the book. So when you open the book, that teleports you into the music video. So
yeah,
you're
the teleport to music video. So the last song I had was the art of, which was in 2025, the art of amputate.
mm-hmm.
Uh, Josh, I think you sang most of it on the song, or
Yeah,
was
Yes.
it?
yeah, that was mainly a me song.
Yes. Here, tell them.
So, what was that song about? A little bit.
Well, that song has pretty interesting origins because there was a local rapper in Jacksonville who hit me up for some reason, and he wanted me to write him a hook for his rap song. He wanted a chorus with like a melodic like vocal hook.
Hmm.
And so I was like flattered that he like asked me to do it, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, shit, I'll do my best. And so that's when I came up with the chorus or whatever. The say what you mean, look in my eye. I wrote that for this rapper guy. I mean,
Years ago.
I did years ago,
Years ago.
years ago, and I did like the processing and everything there. All he had to do was take the vocal clip and insert it into his song and set it and forget it, and he would have been good to go.
And he never did.
And months went by, like a year went by, never heard from this guy at all. And so I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I'm going to use this for our band because I always thought it was like really good anyway. And I was like, I hate that I'm kind of just giving this up to another guy for his rap group.
And the way we did it, there was kind of two functioning versions because we didn't know, did we want this to be more of a lo-fi song?
It was,
we were rockify it.
We were gonna originally keep it in kind of its rap format, and then one day I was on the treadmill. I was like, "Fuck that! Let's make it a rock song with this, but still have that smooth kind of like chorus, but let's just make it more like rock oriented." So that's what we did, and yeah, the lyrics are pretty much about jeez. These cats are going at it right now. Can you go out and wrangle them?
No.
I don't. What are the lyrics about? I don't really remember.
I mean,
I'm bad. I'm bad.
the art of not giving a fuck.
I feel like that song was about.
It wasn't. Yeah, yeah. It's when you deal with so many people that just kind of exhaust you, and you kind of have to train yourself to not care anymore. Like,
I think honestly, it came from me having like a lot of bad luck with a few women in my life at that point.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
where the lyrics came from.
Yeah. So this part of the podcast, I usually like to ask my guests some random questions that they're from the dog bowl. I call it dog bowl, which is random questions and all that. So
okay.
would you answer a couple of questions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if animals could talk, which one would be the rudest?
Cats.
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 Yeah.
Cats. I say that as a lover of cats. This is my cat. You can see him on my hand. Like,
Oh,
I love,
wow.
but I can
Was that
tell you.
painful?
I mean, it didn't tickle. My hand swelled up like a grapefruit. It looked like a grapefruit with little fingers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But no, like, because cats are blunt in their like or dislike of you. I relate a lot to cats because I am that way. I'm kind of transparent. I don't
So,
I don't show the way the dogs do. Dogs are authentic. Dogs,
right.
they love you so much. And cats, if they don't like you, they're not gonna be like, oh, maybe we could be friends. They're like, no, man, I'm not doing this.
I'm gonna inject a little bit of the South into that question. I'd have to go with the alligator snapping turtle. Would also be a very rude animal.
Right. Wow,
Those motherfuckers they will come out of the
Yep.
water and run after you if they see you and they're not in a good mood. It's done happened to me at my parents' house in the past.
Yeah, his parents had a lake in the back, and all sorts of wildlife out there.
Yup.
okay. So, what's your most useless talent?
So I have this thing there's this thing I can do with my feet that ballerinas do. They call it a turnout, where you can do
Oh
your
yeah,
feet
yeah,
like
yeah.
at like
Isn't that called a puree? A
He is,
puree or
he is a perfectly perfect turnout with absolutely no training. I was in ballet, and my turnout does not look anything like his.
yeah, I
wow.
don't know if I'm double jointed or whatever you'd call it. But yeah, I can just do that with my feet. I did it just fucking around with
Yeah,
you one time when we were working
yeah.
on.
I got it on film one time because I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I just started doing it because I just always thought it was funny to do. And you're like, "That's you have a perfect turnout." I'm like, "What the hell's a turnout?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess in ballerina, where when they go down and go back up or whatever, their feet are always parallel to each
You
other."
also have two other powers you didn't talk about: the ability to incorrectly guess the gender of an animal,
Oh yeah, I usually
and the ability to call me only when I'm eating. It's
it's true.
Ah,
That is, yeah. Every time I call her, every damn time she's eating. She just happens to be eating whenever I happen to call her.
yep, it's a skill.
Yeah. So
wow.
I mean, she's pretty thin, so she's not eating a lot.
No,
But when she is, when I call her, apparently.
yeah. What else? I'm trying to think of what my stupid, useless powers are. Oh, I have a lot of random knowledge that's really
Right.
only contribute, like especially historical knowledge, just random factoids about animals. I am probably autistic. It's like you got all that going on for you. So it's like it's very not useful. Most people don't find it entertaining, except if you're in a trivia game. If you're in a
Right.
trivia game, all of a sudden they want you on their team. But I
Right.
say like it's a lot of random knowledge that I could tell you about random things.
It's a stock answer.
I don't know what else to say. You know me. What else are my random stupid skills?
I
Like
don't know. You don't really have that many skills.
skills. I mean I do. I have a lot of actual skills. Like I can draw and I can,
Yeah, you have a lot of
yeah,
useful
useful
skills.
skills.
I don't know if
I don't
I think I have you beat on the useless skills for
mm.
sure.
So, another question is like, since your music is so like random and all that, what what song do you secretly love that no one else does, that no one else knows?
Oh,
Faded neon.
oh, from our own music?
If
No,
you're asking
from
me.
like random, like I'm a big Debbie Gibson person.
Okay, random music.
Like no one will ever guess that you would listen to this.
Before the Rain by Duran Duran is one of my favorite songs that's ever existed. And Wicked Game by Chris Isaac.
Oh wow, okay, wicked game.
I have my own YouTube channel where I like talk about the music that I like all the time. So like there's no shame in my game for me being like I'm a huge Madonna fan. Uh
Mm.
I don't know, like I had like a guilty pleasure for that stupid it's that Bruno Mars and Rose song. Ah, pate. I had a
Yeah.
stupid guilty pleasure for that song like a year ago. I liked Chapel Roan pretty good, but I don't think a lot of people would. I don't. I mean, I like her. She's okay. Like, but I thought she was the better out of the newer artists that came out at that time. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
anything that's like older, I'm not.
I,
I
I
got no shame in my game admitting
I
anything that I like.
yeah, I listen to a lot more new music. I consume more new music than you do. But if we're talking like old guilty pleasures, I love Hanson. I have always
Yeah,
loved Hanson,
that is kind of a guilty pleasure.
but
Yeah.
I don't associate with their fandom because they call their fandom Fanson, and I draw the line there. I enjoy it
Oh.
privately. It's not because I'm ashamed. I do some of their songs at karaoke, but not bop. I do literally nobody knows anything except that song, so I can sing anything else and nobody knows it. But I think
Ah.
they're beautifully crafted songs. Taylor Hanson, it was a huge musical vocal influence for me, and trying to transpose
Mhm.
his stuff on piano is very challenging because he's very good.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So the last question I have, what is the weirdest thing you ever Googled?
For this band, how to make napalm. We've
You don't have to Google that. I already knew how to make napalm.
but like we've also looked up for some of our music videos, like after the napalm thing, we also had to figure
Well,
out.
he said random questions, so it could be what as we were saying you personally have Googled.
But that was the first thing that came to mind.
Oh.
But like for some of our music videos for Nightmare, he had these visions of letters being behind us on fire, and I was like, I can build those letters. So I'm in my I'm in my living room, and I've got a saw, and I'm building these wooden letters. But we have to figure out how to keep them lit. So we're referencing that one Madonna video with the burning crosses, and also KKK videos of cross burnings to try to figure out, because those things burned a long time, to try to figure out how we would wrap these letters so that they would burn longer, because we needed more than one take. And yeah, I would say like those are more controversial Google things.
Yeah, you ever interview a band on your show where they bring up the KKK? Jesus.
No, that's the first.
PR training whatsoever over here. My answer to that question, because it happened, it was a recent Google. Can too much vitamin B12 give you diarrhea? And the answer is yes. Yes, it can.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. And so what do you have in the future? I know that you have a big announcement that I've been looking at your Facebook post. You have something coming up in September.
September 4th, we've got a new song dropping. It's called The Ballad of the Arsonist. So that's going to be everywhere. We're making a music video for it right now, so that'll drop probably a couple weeks after, you know.
Yeah, it's been in the works. The song, the music itself, the vocals, it's one of those songs that has taken kind of years to write. Some songs we pop out in a relatively short period of time. This song's taken forever, and we think it's really going to pop off live too. It's got like, it's got a great guitar riff. I think. Yes. I think. I'm a little biased, but yeah, we're excited. We're very excited to release that one and play it live, especially for me. I want to play the damn thing live.
Fresh new things live feels really good when you've played.
But especially this one, because it's got a great guitar riff, and yes. I think it'll pop off live.
Yes. But yeah, that's what's next. We've got other things in the canon, but that's what's next up for us. And our next show is coming up in October 15th in Jacksonville, and we're playing with Calm Be Christ. So that'll be a good one.
Nice. So the final question that I ask all the bands I interview, if you had to choose a band, past or present, to open up for, who would it be?
Does it have to be adjacent to our music at all, or is it just?
No, it could be random.
Geez, I'm trying to think about like what band do I just want to see for free?
Yeah. You know? I would think of like what band would I want to open for that would just fill me with the most joy, and I think I have two answers. The first being my favorite band. It's a defunct band, but they're friends of mine at this point, but they're a defunct post-hardcore band from California called I Am Ghost. No relation to our name. Our band had our name. I was in it. But they really set the stage after seeing them live. I went on Craigslist and started building my first band immediately the next week. Like I definitely like met some shady people and, did the whole rigmarole to try to find a band and not get murdered. So, but seeing them live really showed me what live music could be. So doing that it would mean a lot to me.
Right.
I think it'd be really fun to open for our band. I'm not just like going off of bands I want to just see live and have a free, because if you open for a band, obviously you don't got to pay to get into the show. You're already just kind of there.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool if we could open up for 9 Inch Nails or like Rammstein. That would be dope. I think 9 Inch Nails crowd would dig us. For the most part, and I think we'd win over a lot of new fans. I think Combi Christ show went over fans.
I think we would play well with like the Birthday Massacre. I've tried to get us on a bill with them for years. They just don't tend to
I don't think
tour.
they tour that much.
They are no, they just played. Like I keep close tabs on them because I think there's certain bands I think that we would do well with, and I think they're one crowd wise that we would pair well with. But like in terms of modern bands that are out there playing that I just want to open for, Youngblood and Palais Royale.
Boo!
I love them. Like I just love them.
Mm,
That's just a gift to me.
right. So this part of the show, where can they find Dancing with Ghosts? Like plug all your social media if you have any.
He's a huge YouTuber. He has his own
I'm not a
stuff.
huge YouTuber,
I mean
but
that he's active on YouTube.
like I have a nice following, a nice, for a smaller YouTuber, I have a nice following. I mean, obviously Spotify, all the typical,
All the streaming.
all the usual suspects, Apple, iTunes, Spotify. It's all Dancing with Ghosts. I think our SEO is good enough at this point to where, like, especially on Google, Dancing with Ghosts, it's going to be either my YouTube channel or the band that pops up on YouTube. I have a big presence on there, but our music's on my channel.
Yeah, including all of our music videos. They're all on
We're
there.
on TikTok if you want to see some cringier sides of us. We're on TikTok. We're on SoundCloud, I think.
We're on Facebook,
Bandcamp, just everywhere. Just Dancing with Ghosts. Like I said, our SEO, I feel like, has gotten strong enough to where we should be pretty easily findable at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll list everything that you have down below or links and whatever. So with the first interview for a while now, I was like, thanks for coming on. I've been following you guys for like about what, a year, 2 years, something like
Oh,
that.
cool.
I followed you. I think I caught you guys on TikTok or something like that.
Yay!
It's
Yeah.
I worked so
working.
hard on our TikTok.
Yeah, that's all her.
I am fully willing to just humiliate myself for the sake of hopefully finding new people like
Right.
you. So, I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that you found us through that because I do manhandle the
You
crap
put
out
so
of
much work into the TikTok, and I'm just glad to see that, like, it's finally the last like couple of years it started to
Yeah,
yield.
it started to flourish and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I do another podcast with he's a lead singer in Raleigh, North Carolina from Splinter Reality.
Okay.
He's from Raleigh, and he's been a big TikTok person and all that. So,
Wow.
certain bands I follow on Instagram, I follow them on all the social media platforms. But
Mhm.
like again, thank you for Ari and Josh. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
And
having me.
Us.
is there anything else? And now, if if someone came up to you after the show and said, give them one piece of advice for them to start the pursuit in music, like singing or instrumental or anything like that, what would you give them?
Don't let failure stop you. We all artists fail. You have to be comfortable sitting in failure and continuing to do it anyway and pushing through it anyway because art is subjective. You have to keep doing it if you ever want to get better. And do have some faith in yourself because you won't get better if you don't. And make yourself uncomfortable. Take
Right.
chances. Or
Yep.
if you can't work with instrumentals, find somebody who can.
Hmm.
And if anyone tells you, this is a quote that Michael Stipe said at the end of this REM documentary. He's like, just do your art and don't listen to anybody because they're wrong.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So thank you guys for coming on. And I'll see you. And this is JT signing off. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
See
Bye.